Am I on? Hmm. I think I'm live. Okay. Looks like it. Okay. So I hope you guys can hear me. um, since I'm doing this live, I it's not like a video where I can edit it and post and make the volume louder, so I hope I'm being loud enough. Um, yeah, I'm not expecting a lot of views. This is not a huge stream yet, so I'm just gonna get started. Maybe somebody will be entertained by this, watching it later. So, yeah, I just moved. I don't have my hand paws yet, but I do have my old hand paws. So let me grab those. I think that'll be a fun special treat to start out with. All right. So you guys get to see some of my old work here. So this stream, before I get started here, I'm gonna be talking about making a brand new fursuit from scratch. And we did already make the tail, but I don't mind making it again if you guys want me to. So here's the watermelon boy, girl. I guess it's a girl. Also, if you guys want me to go over how I make the belts, that's pretty easy too. So yeah, we're gonna make a whole Digi suit, and so this first stream is just gonna be me talking about all the stuff you'll need for that, and we'll go from there. Any questions? Go ahead and tell me. I'm wearing a fursuit, so I can barely read the comments here. Oh, yeah, watermelon tail. Yeah, I love the watermelon tail. All right, so since I don't have my actual hand paws, here is my first set of hand paws. They're old and they're pretty poorly made, but that's okay because I was learning. I used a like one of those winter little mini gloves, and then I made a pattern on top of that, and that's how I started out with this. But you can see it's kind of jaggedy, not very straight. Kind of small too. Barely get my hand in there. Hello. I can barely read your name. Okay, Jelly. I like that. And a salad thrower. Good. Hello. Yeah, these are my first Figby hand paws. They're not the best, but they work. So if this is gonna be your first fursuit, first time sewing anything, you can't expect to have the most beautiful, like, professional fursuit, but that's okay. Because you'll still end up with something that's really nice that you made, and it'll be good. It'll be good enough. This is my first pair of hand paws ever. I used pretty cheap fabric, so you can tell that the it's not the nicest fabric for, and this is just glued on hand paws. But for a first pair, I thought it was okay. I'm gonna get moving along here so I can get straight to the list of stuff we're working on. Here's this hand paw. So this is the second hand paws I've ever made. I really like the color, but this also pretty cheap fabric for, which is a shame, but that's okay. I like the color a lot. And again, this is just glued on, which is fine, but I think I can do a lot better now. Let's see. I made this at some point. I don't even remember. It was early on. Then I made these. Let's see. Do I have anything else in here? I have a lot of stuff. Oh, yeah. Then there's these. I love these. These are so pretty. But this is, again, before I started with really getting the paw pads in there and the claws. So this is a pretty one, but it was really my next ones that started to shine. Alright, so that was fun. Now that that's over. I feel like I'm watching a kid's show. My channel has a unique vibe. Thank you. I think that's good. I think that's good. I appreciate that you're here at all. I think it's really fun. Well, oh yeah, that's another thing. If we want, I can show you guys how to make some Santa hats, like for your human-y head or for your fursuit head. That's both fine. Alright, so I just showed you guys some of my old stuff. That was just for fun. Now let's get started on the big business. If you're gonna make a fursuit, you're gonna need all the supplies, and it kind of adds up. My first fursuit cost about, I want to say 400 to make, because I didn't have barely any supplies, and it does add up. All the stuff you'll need. That's true. There's so many streamers. Ah! I think I'm back. Okay. I think I disconnected for a minute there. Sorry about that. All right. Well, honestly though, I'm happy to be streaming, but honestly, it's about you guys. I want you guys to be able to have fun and sew some stuff. It's good. Okay, thanks so much. All right. Let's get started. Okay, so first things first. What character are you trying to make? Are you trying to make a full digi suit like me, like what I'm planning on doing, or do you want to make just a partial, so like just like the head and the hands and the tail, or maybe you just want to make a tail or just hands? That's something you're gonna want to know, so you know how much supplies to get. Because if you're a fursuit maker, you're gonna have just an abundance of everything. But if you're not like if you're not a big fursuit maker, you're gonna need just the right amount of supplies, just the right amount. So first think about the size of the costume you're gonna make. But I'm gonna assume that you guys are gonna make a digi with me, so I'm gonna kind of base my estimations around that. So first off, actually we'll save fur and fabric for last, because that is definitely the thing that takes the longest. First off, you can see my threads here in the background. You're gonna want, well, these are cone threads. That's because you barely see here. This is the shape. It's a cone. This is usually for sergers, which is just a kind of sewing machine. You don't usually need these cone shapes. I just have them because they're big. Usually, just these little guys will work for you. Yep. And you're gonna want 100% polyester. Polyester? I think it was polyester, because it's the strongest. Let's see, where did that go? And that's, the stronger the thread, the better, so that's what you're gonna want to get. When you're choosing your color of thread, let's say you're working on a costume like this, where you have green and you have the white right next to it. Well, do you get lime green, or do you get the cream? Well, honestly, it doesn't really matter. But I personally, I tend to choose the lighter color if I have to. Honestly, most of my fursuit is sewn with just this cream color, and it was okay. So if you're trying to save money, just choose one color. It'll probably be fine. Let's see. Good, I'm not dropping any frames. I do intend on getting a better camera. Sorry if it's a little blurry. Ugh. Let's see here. We can ask. We only got a few people here, but that's alright. We'll get more over time. Anybody here have a fursuit, or is it just me? That's okay, we'll make one. Let's see, we got the thread. Alright. You do not, but that's okay because you know how to throw salads, so you're fine. Alright. So this little thing up here, my little baby thread rack. This is actually a bobbin rack. And this here, this little thingy thing is a bobbin. And you use that with sewing machines. So if you have a sewing machine, you probably know how to use it already, but it's okay if you don't. I can talk about that basics of sewing machine if you want me to, but this goes with sewing machine. And so if you have a sewing machine and you don't have any bobbins, you're gonna at least need one. And yeah, I'll go into more in depth on that later. So your thread, you know the color of your thread, just honestly it doesn't really matter. Let's see here. Oh yeah, your Pez. You gotta have your snacks, man. You don't want to die when you're sewing this thing. Alright. Oh, here, this is fun. See this? This is my scissor bucket. And this isn't even all my scissors. I have so many scissors. And believe it or not, I use every single one of these things. Let's see here. This is my paper scissors for cutting out patterns and just paper in general. These are my basic sewing scissors, just cutting through fabrics, just regular fabrics. And these are my hardcore sewing scissors. They've got a spring in there so I can cut really fast. For some reason, I love cutting faux fur with these. Alright, there we go. These are my left-handed scissors because I'm left-handed and sometimes I just need left-handed scissors. And, oh, these are my tape scissors. They have this really weird finish and it's supposed to like not stick to tape as much if you're cutting through tape. It actually works. These are my cardboard scissors. They used to be like my heavy-duty scissors, but they got so wrecked up. So now I just cut cardboard with these, and now these are my heavy-duty scissors. I cut through foam if I have to, and anything else that needs a really good talking to. Alright. Almost done with the scissors here. Make a salad suit! I love that idea. Akimbo scissors. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. I'll let you explain that to me. Here's these little baby sewing scissors. They're tiny. When I first got these, I thought, wow, maybe I can cut thread with these. But no, these things are absolutely essential. You're gonna need one of these if you want to sew. It is so necessary, especially for these fursuits, because all this little detail work on the face, honestly, you need one of these. And I just have some more clippers. These are just little thread clippers. They're so cute. Ow, I stabbed myself. Be careful with those. Alright, so all these scissors, I use all of them, but if you're just making one fursuit, what kind of scissors should you get? Honestly, most people have a normal pair of scissors at home. So if I were you, I would suggest getting a pair of sewing scissors. These aren't very much. They're like $5 to $8. They're Singer brand, which is just a normal sewing brand. Alternatively, you could just get some really normal strong scissors. If it says titanium on it, it's usually a quality pair of scissors. If you want good scissors, you you get what you pay for. So if you've got enough money, I highly suggest getting a little pair like this because it is incredibly helpful. So helpful. Kill la Kill style scissors. That's so weird. That's bizarre. Alright, so Jelly says titanium is weaker than steel, but it is lighter. See, I didn't know that. I'm not sure how they make scissors. That blows my mind. But yeah, for some reason. But if it is branded titanium, I don't know why. They're just trying to make it sound good, I guess. But it usually is these thicker, stronger scissors. That's really weird. I don't know why they do that, but yeah. If you have a pair of normal scissors at home, I'd suggest going for the sewing scissors. If you don't have a single pair of scissors, just get some nice buff scissors. But having a buff scissors and a sewing scissors and a little baby scissors, that would be ideal. Ideal. But you know, the cost adds up. Alright. This is me trying to put all the scissors in the bucket without being able to see. Who thought it was a good idea to give a fursuiter something sharp? You know we can't see anything. Okay. Okay. I can't put it away. I'm gonna have to do it later. Let's see what else we got over here. Ooh, yes. Okay. Mirror. Absolutely essential. You're gonna need a mirror. But most people are willing to just walk to their bathroom. Or if you have a mirror in your room, that's fine. But you're gonna need a mirror. Especially when you're working on the head. Because what you're gonna do is you're gonna be working on the head here. And, honestly, to do it the best, you're gonna need to take a step back all the time. So after a few hours of working on your project, whatever it is, you're gonna want to take a break and come back with fresh eyes. And sometimes you'll see stuff that you missed before. Happens to me all the time. I'll be working on a head and then I'll take a break, I'll come back, and then I'll notice that one eye is like slightly off. So getting those fresh eyes that really helps, actually. So using a mirror is part of that. Put the mirror kind of far away from you, and you'll be able to, like, see it in a different way, which will help a lot. This is like the classic mirror. Every person needs this. Yes. Essential. Let's see. I wonder if I can do any dumb tricks with the mirror. Not in Fursuit, I can't. Alright. Good. I'm just going through all my stuff here. It's kind of a big, huge mess, but that's alright. One day I'll clean it up when I'm finished moving it in. I've got just mugs and mugs over here of Sharpies. Like, several mugs of Sharpies. And to be honest, you don't need Sharpies. I can't. There's no reason you'd need Sharpies. Here we go. Gamer, thank you. Let's see. You can't see much. Got a really dorky PlayStation mug here. And a base mug. I love me some Mega Man. Alright, I have to go over those later. If I try to pick those up, I'll drop them. Alright, so here we go. You're not gonna want Sharpies. I can't think of any reason you would need a Sharpie. But what you are gonna need is some kind of pencil, like colored pencil. Now, obviously, a regular pencil you're gonna need. You're also gonna need some kind of colored pencil because, here we go. When you are sewing, you're gonna want to trace your pattern onto the fabric so that you know where to cut. But if you use a Sharpie when you're tracing your pattern, it will bleed through the fabric. That's what I did on this fursuit, and this is my first fursuit. I wonder if you can see it. Can you see it? No, you can't see it. Alright, that's fine. I'll show you guys later. I used Sharpie to trace the pattern, and most of it just, like, tried to bleed through. It was bad. Never use Sharpie. Sorry, trying to read the comments. It's so hard. But colored pencil is okay. They also make this thing called marking chalk that's for sewing, and same thing, it just comes right out in the wash. But honestly, colored pencil is fine. So you're gonna need at least a colored pencil. But depending on the color of your fur, you're gonna need like a dark or light one. So maybe just get like a black and a white colored pencil. That should work. I've been using this this Sonic one. Gotta go fast, am I right? Right. Let's see here. Yep, a pencil. I like to use a pen a lot when I'm drawing and sketching. Whatever utensil you like to sketch out, you're gonna need one of those because you're gonna want to sketch your patterns and stuff. I just prefer a pen. Let's see here. All right, that's it with this one. Good. What other supplies? Oh, yes. You're gonna need paper and possibly a big cardboard. Because we're gonna be drawing patterns on paper, and if you have a really big pattern, you might need some just a big thingy thing of cardboard, but you're more likely to just need some paper. Yeah, when I made this one, this is my first one, I kind of used like too thin of mesh. The mesh is kind of too high count, so I can't really see through it that well. I can see through it enough. I'm seeing through it most of the time, but if I really want to see, I peek through the mouth. So when my costumes after this use actually a slightly thinner mesh, so you can actually, you know, see. Oh yeah. I get right in your face. So that's a good tip. For the eyes here, we're gonna need some foam. Lately I've been 3D printing my eyes, but you can totally, if you can buy a 3D printed version that somebody made that's, you know, just like a normal eye, you just insert it. Or you can use foam and make your own. Let me grab my foam. Through my mouth here. All right. So I got a bucket here of foam. I'll give you a minute. I'm trying. I really am. Okay. Here we go. All right. This is almost a full sheet of foam. For some reason, people call these foamies, but I've never seen it called foamies before. I don't know. Usually, you'll just find it in like the kids' crafting aisle. They're like, oh, kids can't hurt themselves on this, right? So this is just a chunk of foam. And it's this particular foam, usually it comes in like these really thin sheets. If you're gonna be making your eyes with foam, you're gonna want like the thicker one. Like you'll be able to tell if you look at it in the store. And sometimes the thicker ones are harder to find, but if you look for it, you'll probably find it. If you don't want to use foam, or if you want to just wait until we get to the eyes, I'll talk about it again. So, you know, it's no rush to go get some foam. Also, meshes. That's something you're gonna need, but, again, I think I'll talk about that more later, so I don't spend all day talking about things that we're not gonna use yet. But this is the mesh that I use now. It's, buckram fabric. A lot of people have heard of this before. But I got this from fursuitsupplies.com. It's nice because it's already painted black, which is what you're gonna need. Yes, but to not dwell on that. Let's see. Well, we're talking about eyes. You're gonna need some paint. Acrylic paint, just regular acrylic paint. And you're gonna need, you know, obviously some paint brushes, stuff you can work with. Basically, you're just gonna paint over that mesh, and you're gonna need some kind of sealer, like a sealant. Sometimes it's spray, or you can even use like a little jar of like clear coat. So if you want to get the supplies, go ahead, you can get that now. If not, I will explain more about this later as we go. Yeah, kids can hurt themselves with anything if they try hard enough. I'm sure they could hurt themselves with that soft piece of foam. Yikes. Children, am I right? Just kidding, I am one. All right. So as the eyes, that's stuff we can get later, but essentially stuff that you'll need to get started right away. You're gonna need your threads, you're gonna need the scissors, and you're gonna need glue, hot glue. You can use a full-size glue gun or a mini size. This is a mini size. The only difference is how big your glue gun is, and if you have a big size glue gun, it spews out way more glue. And personally, I find it easier to use the mini size glue gun. It's little, you can get it in crevices better. So if you need a glue gun, get the mini size, I'd suggest. But, let's see here. See how long I've been going. I've been rambling for ages. Okay, gotta pick up the pace here. When you're picking out glue, all right. So I want you to save money, and I know this is expensive. But making a fursuit, it is expensive. But when you're buying glue sticks, do not buy the cheapest glue sticks you can find, because I found this out somewhere recently. The cheapest glue sticks you find, they don't even have adhesive. Like, they don't have adhesive in them. They just melt like the two things together. Like if you glue foam together, it just melts it together. But like, you buy glue sticks for the adhesive, so you are gonna have to spend a proper amount on the glue sticks. Don't just buy the cheapest you can, because you want your glue to have glue. Yeah. I got a plastic gun. Gun. That's good. Let's see here. I'm a little blind. Also a little stupid, let me think. Yes. I've just got a huge box here of glue. Huge box of glue. But I go through it like crazy. You're not gonna need that much glue. Honestly, I suggest just get a little bag of glue. If you need more, just buy it as you go. But if you are gonna buy the glue for the whole project, you're gonna need at least one of the larger bags, which is like, I mean, it's a regular size bag from the store. Honestly though, I would just get it as I go. But you're gonna need more glue than you think. Yeah. Oh, hi, Kitty. Kitty wants to say hi. Come here, Kitty. Ah. She's meowing at me. Say hi, Kitty. Do you want to be in the stream? Good girl. All right. So with this cat's butt in my face, I'll continue. All right. Sewing essentials. There we go. Sewing essentials. You're also gonna need one of these guys. This is a seam ripper. If you buy just like a, if you have like the most basic sewing kit, even the cheapest one you can find, they usually come with a seam ripper. It's just this, it's this little metal tool thing that if you have a fabric with seams in it that you messed up, and I mess up all the time, you can go through and kind of break the seams. It's so much easier than trying to use scissors to cut the little threads, and especially if you like sewed the wrong thing for a long distance. It's like, whew, you need one of these, because I hate to say this, but you will mess up. Everybody at least sews something in the wrong spot like 100 times during your project. I do love my kitty. She's so cute. I found her at my college, a few years ago when I used to be at college. I'm old. She used to live outside on the campus, and it was like winter. It was pouring rain every day, and to get to my class, I would have to walk from my dorm room past this little bench that she used to live underneath. And I remember, like, for some reason it was just raining every day. I would walk by this bench, and every day she'd be sitting under this bench, and we'd walk by, and she'd go, meow! She was just so loud. She just wanted attention. And if you sat on that bench, she would get immediately on your lap and just curl up in a ball. All she wanted to do is sleep and love on a person. It was so sad. So I had to take her home. But my school was in Tennessee, like way down there. I'm in Michigan. That's like at least like a 12-hour drive. And I lived in a dorm room, and they didn't obviously allow pets. So I had to rely on a lot of my friends to kind of like take care of her, because there was some people that I knew that lived right next to the college. So they had to keep her in their garage and feed her and keep her warm. And then when I was able to get her home eventually, it just, she wasn't in the garage for a long time, but I was able to get her home, finally could take her to the vet. She was totally fine, too. She was even fixed. So clearly somebody left her on the side of the road, and that made me really sad. Poor thing. Who would just leave her? She's so cute. But she's the sweetest kitty. The only thing wrong with her is she had a double ear infection, and I think that's just because she was out in the rain all the time. So we had to give her some ear drops, and she's totally fine now. She's such a sweet girl. Ooh. I've never made a whale, but that sounds great. Let's see here. You can actually see the back of my head here. It's actually a turtle. It's on its way. It only has one eye right now. It's but a whale, like a beluga whale, that sounds like a lot of fun. Honestly, I might try that soon, because that sounds like a good time. I've never seen a whale in Fursuit in person before, though. That would be really cool. Okay, so where was I? Needles. You're gonna need some needles. Sorry, I got so on a tangent. I started talking about my cat, and that, you know how that goes. You're gonna need needles, sewing needles. Usually they'll come in like a little spindle thingy that you can turn. I'm scared to get out the needles because I might drop them all over myself. Here we go. Alright. So usually they'll come in this little spindle thing. I remember when I was little, I didn't know how to open it, so I just ripped the top off, like, brute force. That's not what you do. You actually just rotate this a little bit, and the opening will move, and you can just slide out the one needle you need. So you're gonna need needles, obviously. You're gonna need the needles, the thread, a seam ripper, glue gun, and glue. Get some good scissors. Beluga whales are small in comparison to other whales. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what that looks like. I might have to look that up. Cause I know what a regular whale looks like, but I'm in a little bit. I'm gonna go on the internet and talk about some fur websites, and then that's a good time. I'll look it up. Okay, you're gonna need some kind of measuring stick. This is just like a measuring tape. Honestly, if you get the cheapest, even the cheapest little sewing set, they almost always come with one of these. So some kind of measuring tool you're gonna need. Then digging around in here. Okay. Yeah, you're gonna need some tape. It's not expensive tape, just some tape, because you use it more than you'd think, just for little things like holding a piece of paper onto your head when you're trying to like measure the eyes, and it's just a roll of tape. You're gonna need one of these things. Let me show you what these are. These are sewing pins. So basically, if you have these two garments, you're trying to sew them together, they're not gonna stay together until they're sewn. So you use pins, like sewing pins. Come here now. Little sewing pins. Get a whole bucket of them, and you kind of weave it together. It holds the fabric together, so you can actually sew it, and then you can take out the pins. This is what I prefer to use. These are called Wonder Clips. They're just little clips. They're made for sewing, and especially when you're working with faux furs, you put the furs together, you clamp it right on the edge. It's very incredibly helpful, and you're gonna need some of these. And Wonder Clips are actually kind of expensive. So if you want, you can get like paper binder clips. It's the same kind of thing, like the I think you know what I'm talking about, right? Like those little binder clips. They're usually black with like the silver tabs. Those will work totally fine too. They're a little bit harder to open, but you don't want to spend 16, 18 bucks on this little thing if you're only gonna sew one fursuit. It looks unusual and cute. Oh, wow! I gotta know what a beluga whale is now, because that sounds really nice. That sounds cute. Don't let me forget to look that up in a minute when we're looking up internet things. I'm sure there's stuff I'm forgetting. Sewing machine, you can have one or you cannot have one. I'm going to go over how to do all this with your hands, hand sew it, and sewing machine. So whatever, you can have one, you can not have one. We'll make it work. I think that's most of the main things you'll need. Just basic stuff. Scissors, tape, yeah, regular tape, scissors, paper, glue, like the hot glue, and glue gun refill, some kind of marking chalk or just a colored pencil, probably a black and a white one. It really depends on the color of fur. 100% polyester thread. That's the stronger kind. And I think that's mostly it. There's a lot of other like little things you can use, but yeah, I think that'll do for the most part. So now we're gonna get on to the two other things, the foam and the fur. So for the foam, hang on, let me check the comments. Okay, we're good. Right. So, how do you sculpt something like this? Well, believe it or not, it's upholstery foam, which is couch foam. So essentially, what you're making is a furry couch. Yep. So you're gonna need some upholstery foam. Yeah. I'm a generic wolf. I love me some wolves. Yeah, if you want to make a specific breed of any kind of creature, even if you want to make a beluga whale, I can help you with that. If you want some tips when we get to that point. Yeah, so upholstery foam. That's what you're gonna need for this. It's just a huge slab of foam, honestly. I should have brought it in here, but I don't have enough space right now. It's kind of crowded. I get mine, well, sometimes I get mine at the craft store. Even Walmart of all places. If you go to the art section and there's like these hard little foam balls and like weird foam, like that hard chiselly type of foam. It's next to that. It's just like a roll of foam, but it does add up a lot. So I usually go and get like a big 4-inch thick, huge square of foam, and I use what's it called? Like an electric carving knife for turkeys. And I just usually cut my own strips of foam. But if you're just gonna make one fursuit, and you don't need to kind of cut costs. Cut costs. Okay. If you don't need to cut costs, like, I don't know. If I were you, I would get a roll of 1/2-inch thick foam, which is pretty thin, and a roll of 1-inch foam, and we can go from there. You might need to pick up more after, but that's a good starting place. Because the face, you need thin foam to work with. Personally, that's how I do it. But the legs, I mean, we're talking about these big thunder thighs. You're gonna need thicker foam. So to get started, maybe just a roll of 1-inch and a roll of 1/2-inch foam. And you can get that at Walmart. I mean, I can get it at Walmart. So maybe your Walmart carries it, but definitely try Walmart. And you can try Joann Fabrics, but they're so expensive. Make sure you bring a coupon. Let's see here. Ugh. Yay! Ooh, a game character. Yeah. Hey, what would you make? It's true. We just, oh man, furries are like wolves. Wolves where? We love wolves. Just we just love our wolves. So yeah, to see something cool and different like a beluga whale, ooh, that would be so cool. I'm glad I'm something weird and interesting. That's nice. Something different. That reminds me. Okay, yes. Okay. Get your upholstery foam. It's kind of expensive, and I'm really sorry. If you can only afford one, get the 1/2-inch thick, upholstery foam. Ooh, yeah! Oh, there's gotta be something similar then. Some kind of really cool character. What are you into? make some kind of cool cosplay. Okay, and so we talked about the foam. If you do go to Joann's, make sure you get a coupon because, wow, it's expensive. But foam is just expensive, so we're going to be careful with our foam. Try not to waste it as much as possible. And I think that's most of the important things. Now I'm going to talk about fur. Okay, fur. That's the big one. Just like the fabrics that you're going to need. Resident Evil, Warhammer, Killing Floor. I've never heard of Killing Floor. Saints Row, God of War. Wow! Yeah, you like the fun ones, like the hardcore ones. I'll be honest, those are all games I don't play. I'm more of a Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing person, but that's fine. I appreciate those games for what they are. That'd be cool, man. Yeah, that would be a fun cosplay. Kind of blind. Okay. Okay. Furs. Hang on a second on those. We're gonna talk about these first. Okay, so what you're gonna need is you're gonna need something for the paw pads and the nose and possibly the eyebrows. I used just the regular fur on mine, but you might want to use the same thing as your nose and paw pads. There's a few different choices here. You can use fleece, which is what I have on my nose, and that's this right here. The only problem with fleece, in my opinion, is that it doesn't take very long for just using your costume for it to get kind of jumbled up, and I mean, you can kind of see it here. Let me show you. Yes. It just doesn't look as nice to me over time, but it works. It definitely does the job. If you can get higher quality fleece, definitely do so. It's much better because this is fleece on my nose, but it still looks good because it's high quality fleece. If you get it from Joann, they call it Luxe, like Luxe. So yeah. But the thing about fleece is it might not be the best material overall for what we're trying to do, but it comes in so many colors. So I would first try one of the other fabrics, and then if you can't find it, get fleece, yeah. And this high quality Luxe fleece comes in even less colors. So honestly, this is the only fabric I could find that was this emerald green, so that's why I chose it. So that's fleece. Get it if you have to, but there's better options. I would choose, let's see here, what do I got? Okay, so there's this other fabric called Velboa. It's like, it's a very sturdy fabric. I'm surprised I don't have one right next to me, but very sturdy, very, very thin. It's just your standard fabric, except it's got very, very short pile of fur on there. So if you brush your hand, you can feel the fur if you brush it the wrong way. Like, very short, but it's really good for, like, hand paws and stuff. But, again, that's still my second choice. My first choice is Minky, and this is Minky, right? I gotta look in my mouth. Okay. Let me read the comments real fast. Nintendo, yeah. Yeah. I love video games, video game history. Honestly, I'm more interested in the making of video games and video game history and just the art of video games. Honestly, more than I am even into playing them. I know I'm so weird. I just really appreciate them as an art form. They're really good. Yes. So this is Minky. This is a really bad example because this isn't the best quality of Minky. Basically, Minky is also a very short fur, like Velboa, but it's not as tough of a fabric. It's a lot more bendable. It's Uh, I think the best, like just the best fabric you could work with if you're trying to make nose, eyebrows, or paw pads, even claws. I like to use mine for my claws. I wish I had my hand paws here. I left them at the other place because I'm in the middle of moving right now. But, yes, minky fabric. You can tell it's minky if it's got super, super short fur and it's super soft. That's like the best fabric ever. So yeah, look for what you need in minky. If you can't find minky, I would check Velboa, but it's usually less colors than minky even. So if you can't find Velboa, last choice, choose fleece. Fleece, yeah. And if you gotta choose fleece, look for the high quality Luxe fleece. Oh yeah, see, I've tried to make games. I don't have the coding knowledge, but I do 3D models. I can make 3D models, but yeah, I'm not very good at rigging. I'm trying to rig them, but I kind of need like either a lot of practice or I need some other extra helper here to show me what to do. It's the technical side that gets me. Unreal 4, yeah, that's what I was. We should work together. Just saying, that would be great. Teamwork. I'm making. The plan is I'm making a furry game, but that's all I really should say about it right now because most of it's in just like scraps and drawing and planning stage. That's the plan though. It'll be so fun, but I don't mind talking to you about it if you want. I think it'd be really fun. I've been looking for a team forever because honestly, I can't do it on my own. Yeah, yeah. That's really cool. It's cool that it's cool that you're into the same stuff I am. It's just cool. I really do like cartoons and cartoon characters. Like, boop, kitty, please. My kitty really wants attention. Kitty, do you want to be in the camera again? You're pretty dark. I don't know if they can see you. Oh, she's purring. She just wants to be on the desk. All right then. Okay, so we went over the fabrics. I hope you're taking notes if you need to buy some supplies. Yeah. So we talked about the foam you're gonna need. We talked about the like secondary fabric. That's what I would call it. I think the only other thing besides the fur is you're gonna need a liner underneath, and that's usually called a balaclava, which is really weird to say. It's just a weird word. But a balaclava it goes over your head. It's tight fitting and it's made out of spandex, which is like a workout material. Like if you have a workout shirt or workout pants, it's that stretchy, sweat wicking material. And you're gonna need some of that because that's what you use for the liner on the inside of hand paws. I didn't on these because they were some of my earlier hand paws, and I used like a cotton glove. But honestly, that just makes it really hot. So yeah, you're gonna need some kind of spandex. And if you're going to the store to find it, usually they have like a small-ish section of spandex and sportswear. You can find it there. They usually have multiple colors, and usually they're like a few dollars more to get the pretty colors, but go for it. If you're willing to spend a few dollars more for it, it's fine. And some of them, sometimes they have this little tag that says sweat wicking. I think they're just trying to sell to you because all of that spandex workout material, active sportswear, all of that is sweat wicking. So you don't have to get just the one that says sweat wicking on the tag. So yeah, I just recently found some really pretty like galaxy colored spandex that I'm gonna use for balaclavas and the inside of my hand paws. So I'm very excited about that. She's on my lap right now. Hi, kitty. I love you too. I'm trying to talk to the people. You want to talk too? She doesn't want to talk. All right, let's see. Yeah. Well, this place here, this stream is such a good artist hub. Like, I'm an artist. I like to meet other artists. I like to meet other people who are fun, like you guys. So this is a good place for you to be. I'm glad you're here. All right, now the big daddy. I was saving it for last because it takes a lot of effort to talk about. The faux fur. Okay. So, when you're buying faux fur, there are many colors, but not infinite colors. So, if you have, let's say you have a costume that's green, like mine, there's gonna be like a lime green, like this. There'll be an emerald green. There's probably gonna be, there's a few new ones these days, like a mint green they have more commonly now. I got a kiwi green from, where was that? Fursuit supplies. But honestly, there's not that many more choices. For some reason, there's like a bazillion choices of blue. But for example, just for green, that's what you gotta work with. So you gotta look at your character and you gotta do your best to try to match it up with what fabric already exists. Or if you're designing a new character, maybe even look at the furs that exist before you design the color, because it might not exist. And when you're shopping for furs, there are a few websites I'd like to go to. Gosh. All right, so there's Big Z fabric. I can type this out if you can't hear me. I don't know how well you guys can hear me. But Big Z fabric. And they sell, if you need Velboa or spandex or minky or fleece or faux fur, they've got all of that. So I buy a lot of the times from Big Z fabric. They have some good furs. Hey! You back. Good to see you back. My cat is still annoying me, but I love her. Okay, yeah, Big Z fabric, that's a good place to look. Long time ago, I used to use Fabric Empire, but I haven't used it in so long now. And I think there are more popular choices with more choices anyways, so Fabric Empire is kind of eh. I wouldn't really bother with them anymore. But Fursuit supplies, that is like the coolest place to get fur. They have so many colors. They're always adding new colors. I feel like every time I check their website, there's new colors. And they do custom runs, which are very, very expensive. But if your color doesn't exist, they will help you to make it exist, which is really cool. So I would go to Fursuit supplies for sure if you're looking for some cool, rare colors. If you're looking for just basic colors that they have at Fursuit supplies and Big Z fabric, I hate to say it, but go to Big Z fabric, because sadly, Fursuit supplies, for whatever reason, they run out of stock a lot. And it's really hard to get what you need sometimes. So, Big Z fabric is my go-to place for fur. I'll go to Fursuit supplies if I want something that Big Z fabric doesn't have. And yes, yeah, I'll answer that in just a second. I'm gonna finish my little mini rant and then I'll talk about my silly little YouTube channel. um, the other place is Howl Fabrics, and Howl. That's such a weird word to say. Okay. They're very nice. They're a very nice place. They have a lot of the main colors, but honestly, I only ordered from them once or twice. I just like Big Z fabric because they've got the minky and they've got all the different fabrics that you'll need. And Howl Fabrics is nice. They do have a few exclusive colors. So yeah, same with fursuitsupplies.com. Usually I use Big Z. Fursuitsupplies.com and Howl Fabrics are good for those exclusives. Yeah. So that there are other fur places, I'm sure. I've heard of fabric.com and some others, but that's what I use. Why did I get so close to the camera? I'm so close. I'm like, all right. Let me take a break. Check this. Yeah, so real fast, my YouTube channel. Ooh. So, I'm a busy green wolf here. I tried to do YouTube before. It's fine. It was fun. I just don't have the time for it though, because you gotta like shoot the videos and edit the videos, and I'm kind of replacing that with Twitch. So, I don't really have to edit it as much, but I'm gonna post these streams onto my YouTube channel as kind of like an archive. But yeah. I might do more YouTube videos in the future. But right now, I'm satisfied with Twitch. I think it's fun. Yeah. Make archives. Yeah. I think that would be a good idea too. I think it would be helpful. Even if it is just me ranting. Maybe I'll help somebody one day. I don't know. Okay. So yeah, those are the fabric websites I use. I hope you took notes. When you're okay, yeah. So those are the websites. You go to the websites. You order the fur/fabrics you need. You buy them. I mean, that's easy. If you get from these websites, they have high quality fur. You don't have to worry about the fur quality. It's just like checking out at a normal store. The shipping does get kind of expensive. Like if you order maybe 4 or 5 yards of fur, I don't know, it'll add up to like possibly 30 to 50 bucks in shipping. So just be prepared for that. Fur is expensive. It's usually like $20 a yard, sometimes more. And minky is usually like 10 to 12 a yard. So just be aware of that. That's going to be the most expensive thing of this whole process. Yeah. Right, kitty? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that does add up, but yes. The other thing I was going to say, if you buy local, so like if you have a fabric store near you or a Joann or whatever, you can buy furs, minky, whatever there, and that's totally fine. Totally fine. But if you're buying fur, like the minky is fine. It's always the same quality. Usually you can't find Velboa in the store, which is that short, that super short, tougher fur. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. But for the faux fur itself, like the thicker pile fur, you gotta be careful what you buy, because, like I said earlier, when I first started, I got this more. Where is it? I got this cheaper fur, and it wasn't worth it. I thought this, since I'm just starting out, it's okay if I use the cheaper fur as a practice. That's what I thought, but that's not true. You want to start with the good stuff because it behaves differently. So even if you're just learning, you're gonna end up wasting some fur. That's just how it works, and it's really sad, but it's true. Yeah. So don't get cheap fur just to practice on because it behaves totally differently. This is some of the cheap fur I got. You can see the backing right through it, and it's not as soft. So when you're buying fur, if you're buying locally, make sure it's high quality. This is like medium quality fur. It's kind of like grizzly, and it doesn't shave very well. So, yeah, when you're buying your fur, make sure it's very thick. It's not thin and balding. It's usually very soft if it's high quality. You can't see the backing through it. And if you pull the backing, it should not stretch. I mean, it might stretch a little bit, but you shouldn't pull the backing and it'll go whoop. That's what cheap fur does. It just goes. So definitely check those things. Make sure you're getting a nice high quality fur. And if you do shop at Joann's like me, make sure you get a coupon because they overcharge for everything, including fur, because they expect you to use a coupon. And when you use the coupon, it makes it level out to like a regular price, which is so obnoxious, but let's see here. That's true. That's true. I don't get enough stream views. That's the sad thing. But if I put it on YouTube, hopefully that'll help. You're right. I hope that helps because I love hanging out with you guys. It'd be cool to have some more people. We can make like a little sewing community. People want to work together. Ooh, that would be so fun. That's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, I hope YouTube helps boost people watching, but we'll see. Okay, yeah, so when you get your fur, those are the websites I usually use. You want to make sure it's high enough quality. Now for the colors, most of the time you can tell the color you want by just looking at the picture on the monitor, but it's usually every monitor is different. So if you held your computer monitor next to your TV or next to your friend's computer monitor, there would be slightly different colors. So to fix that, you can order what are called swatches, and they're just a little square of fabric. Basically, it's you can get a yard of fabric, and they'll cut a little square out of it. They'll just send you a little square of fabric of that fabric, and you can see the feel, like the texture. You can see the color of it, and the pile, like how thick, how squishy it is. And you can decide if that's the right color, the right thing that you're going to need for your project. So before you order fur, I highly recommend getting some swatches. And they're usually only like $1 each. There's one downside is that Big Z Fabrics swatches went up in price. I think they're like $1.50 now, maybe. But definitely consider getting swatches. It's not 100% necessary, but you might like to, because if you order a $20, $30 yard of fabric and it's the wrong color, you'll be kind of sad. So, and you can also order them sometimes in like groups, like a little swatch set. Why am I just telling you this? I have them all sitting right here. I can show you. Let me check these comments real fast. And oh, goodbye. Thank you for watching. You're so sweet. Thank you very much. Good person. I like that. Jelly. That's such a funny name, too. That's great. Bye, Jelly. All right. Well, that being said, we are almost done here today. As soon as I show you these swatches, just give me a sec. You guys see Bold and Brash back there? Now this is a quality thing to have in your room. Also, Squidward's pin. I really wish I weren't here right now. High quality. This is a SpongeBob watcher right here. I love my SpongeBob. Right now, here we are. This huge box. This is where I keep my swatches, and I just collect them over time. These are the swatches I've collected for years. That's why I have so many. And every time you make an order with fursuitsupplies.com, they didn't used to do this, but now they send you sticker like every time. So I've just been, as a joke, I've just been collecting the stickers, and I've just been putting them all over the swatches box. Try to get it in the camera. Just on all of the sides. I have so many of them. It's just maybe we'll see how many I can collect over time. Goodbye. I'm glad Jelly could join us. That was a lot of fun. It's just this is a very small stream right now. There's not a lot of people, but I don't know, maybe someday somebody can watch this, I don't know, enjoy hanging out and just learn some stuff. I am a bit rambly, so okay, this is my swatch box. It's packed the entire brim all the way up to the top, and when you get swatches, you usually just like just a small square of fur, just a little fur, and usually it'll say what fabric it is on the back, and I like to take a pen and label it what shop it is. So if it's Big Z fabric, I'll usually write BZF, and this one was Fursuit Supplies, so I wrote FSS, and that's really important. Make sure you label where it's from, because later on you might forget, and then you'll be sad because you won't know where you got it from. Yes. So Fell Shadow Paw here is my roommate, and he's literally right across through the wall over there, and he can hear me echoing. I fell. That's pretty great. Let's see here. What am I looking for? Ooh, yeah. So here's a kind of fur. How could I forget about this? When you're ordering fur, there's different kinds. There's regular sorry, I don't know why I need to clearing my throat right now. This is a bad example. Okay. Hang on. Let me get something helpful here. Okay. This is luxury shag fur. That's what it's called. This is the regular fur that you use for almost everything. Even this fur on my nose is luxury shag fur. It's just shaved down. Which you can do with a shaver, like a literal pet shaver, or with scissors, but I actually use scissors, which is why I didn't suggest a shaver to you. But you can get a shaver if you'd prefer. But we can also decide that later as we go. But I do usually use scissors to trim. So get luxury shag fur. That's the main fur. There's also really cool variants of the furs. Like this is called a candy shag fur, where it's white underneath and it's got the color on the top. It's very, very pretty. This is a good idea. Why it's a good idea to get samples, because let's say you liked this pink and you wanted to match a regular solid pink with this candy shag fur. You want to make sure that they're the same shade, because I've checked that before. Sometimes these pinks don't match. So, swatch is very good idea. Then there's other cool special furs, like this one from Fursuit Supplies. It's just like a long, just a constant rainbow fur. There's lots of different cool colors like this. This is a special type of fur where it's like tipped. The tips are different. There's this cool fur. Lots of different furs. Maybe I'll just do a stream showing off all these different swatches because there's so many cool furs. But those are all different kinds of luxury shag furs. There's also shorter furs. Like sometimes it's called seal, sometimes it's called beaver, and one time I even saw it called weasel. But that's this really short pile fur. Very short but very thick. So like if you squish it, it's very satisfying. It doesn't just flatten like it's thin like a paper. It's got a very good feedback when you squish it. Very short. This is nice for like hand paws, so you don't have to shave it as much, and it's good for faces. But the only thing about the beaver / seal fur is that it's hard to find in the right colors. And even if you do, you gotta make sure it matches the rest of the fur, like the luxury shag. So that's why I don't use beaver or seal that much. But if you can, it's very, very nice fur. Very soft, high quality, thick. So get a swatch, see if you can use any. But it's hard. They don't even come in a lot of colors. So there's that. Sorry, everybody. I'm almost done ranting, I swear. This took longer than I thought it would. Let me see what other weird furs I have on me right now. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so there's other weird furs here. This one's called Feathered Bird, and it really does like a feathered bird, but it's just faux fur. It looks so cool. Even the backing looks cool. And here's one that I get from Big Z Fabrics. This is all one piece of fur, but it's like really cool design. And this is the same kind. So, usually just those solid ones are called luxury shag, but these other cool pattern ones usually are not called luxury shag, but they're still usually high quality. But when you are ordering fur, avoid fun fur because it's very cheap and you do not want to use it in a costume. And gorilla fur, same thing. You don't want to use gorilla fur. It's lower quality. Gorilla fur is not that bad, but I wouldn't use it unless it's like for some reason the only color that it only is the only way you can get that color. I would really just avoid it in general though. But yeah, almost all those other furs are very high quality. I'm talking mostly about Big Z Fabric right now because they sell most of these really cool variants. So just check it out. It's so fun. There's tons of fabrics there, tons of furs. If you want to share your pics, your fur pics with me on Twitter or Amino, I'll tell you what I think about them. If they're high quality, if they're a good color, you know, whatever. I'm willing to help you guys out. I hope so. I hope I can help you guys. Oh, here's some grizzly. So this is grizzly fur. Like I was telling you, it's lower quality. You can't really tell from just looking at it, but if you feel it, it's super thin. Like it's just not as nice. It's not bad for sure, but it's not the nicest fur. And let's see, the last kind of fur I can think about right now is usually what they call bunny shag. It's this it's like right in between beaver / seal fur, which is really short, and luxury shag, which is like 2 inches at most usually. This is bunny shag or rabbit fur. It's about an inch thick. It's really, really squishy. It's like super satisfying. I love this fur. This, again, if you can get this in the right color, totally get a swatch, look at it, go for it, because this is such a nice fur. Like, rabbit fur is such a nice fur. Yeah, I hope I shouldn't have to say this, but they're all fake, all faux furs. So, please please don't get me wrong. They're all made of plastic, high quality plastic. So, make sure you don't set it near anything hot. It'll melt it. Like, I don't know. Just don't set it right on top of your heater vent. Don't blow dry it. I don't know why you would do that, but yeah, don't melt your furs. I think I talked about mostly everything. There was one other thing I wanted to say, and of course I can't remember what it was. There's probably some other supplies that I didn't think about, but the supplies I listed before are the main supplies you'll want. And I mean, we might end up using... No, we won't. Okay, well, make sure you get a brush. That's the one thing I forgot to tell you. This one has purple in it from brushing Shiloh, which is a commission I did kind of recently. Anyways, that's why it's a little dirty. So this is a slicker brush. This is literally a pet brush. You brush your cats and dogs with this thing. It can be a little sharp if you push against it. So if you do brush your pets with these, you know, be careful, please. But yeah, I would get one specifically for your fursuit that doesn't touch your pets, and you brush your fur with it. Yep. I mean, you're a giant animal. It makes sense, right? So get a slicker brush. Keep your fur nice and brushed out so it doesn't dent or bend. And maybe in another video, I'll talk about keeping your fursuit nice and fursuit care. But for right now, just know that you'll at least need a slicker brush as part of your materials that are completely necessary. So yeah, do your best to get some materials. I plan on doing another stream. Maybe, I think I'll do a Santa hat stream. I think that sounds really fun. Depending on who watches, I'll either do a human head Santa hat or a fursuit head Santa hat. Whoever is there that day, whatever they want to see. Maybe even both, I don't know. So, if you want to follow along, I'm going to make this super easy to follow, hand sewing, and you don't need a lot of things. You just need, you know, scissors, thread, and these furs. So let me take this off my head. Yeah, you can usually get white fur at a nearby, like at Joann or something. So if you want to be ready for the stream, I don't know when it's coming up. I'm going to take a poll. We're going to decide what days I'm streaming. This next stream is going to come up kind of soon, though. So if you want to get your supplies ready and follow along, grab yourself some white fur and some red fur. If you can't find red fur, you can get red minky or red fleece. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. As long as you have white fur, it'll look nice. Oh, yeah. And, yeah, so get those supplies, and I will see you next stream, and that's what we'll work on. I want to get started on the watermelon girl. I showed most people this. I'm going to do this watermelon girl, which matches the... Where'd it go? Which matches the watermelon tail here. I decided I'm going to wait maybe a week or two before I start that project, because I want everybody who wants to follow along with me to have the supplies they need. So, in the meantime, I'm going to do 1 or 2 streams of some smaller things that you can follow along with local supplies. So if you have to order some fur or something, you can do that now. So next stream, I'm going to I'll make a Santa hat with you guys. So you should be able to get all the stuff at the store easily for this. And I'll probably make a curly husky tail, like one of those bouncy ones. Yeah, so that's going to be the next 2 streams. And then after that, hopefully by then you guys will have whatever supplies you ordered in the mail. And we're going to get started on our adorable watermelon girl. So yeah, that's it. Let me think, is there anything else? Oh, yeah. Last thing, I'm so sorry. I'm such a bad explainer. Ugh. Okay. Last thing, you're gonna need some, just stuffing. Like, Polyfill is usually the brand that it's called. Just some regular stuffing, so you can stuff it into your hat. Because I need it to keep my hat afloat, because the way my fursuit head sits. So you're gonna probably maybe need some stuffing for that. But you're definitely gonna need stuffing for your tail if you're making a costume with me. So just be aware of that too. Okay, kitty, okay. She's meowing at me. I think she wants her food now. Okay. Say bye, kitty. Say bye-bye. Alright, thank you everybody who tuned in. I can't wait to get started with you guys. Sorry this one was a lot of talking, but the next streams are gonna be more hard work and still a lot of talking though. So thank you for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. If I can find the end button, I can't see very well.